My name's Guy Kestevan. I've been a professional biking kit tester for over 25 years, and this is another episode of the occasional series, Sunday Roast. Although in fact, this is more of a Sunday unroast. If you saw a couple of months ago, I had a fair old rant about Hope cleat bolts and the fact that the Torq key was fairly out of tolerance on some of the cleat bolts, which meant you couldn't do them up properly and therefore they slipped, particularly if they had a spacing shim underneath them, which you need to use with some shoes. And I'd ended up really damaging my ankle while I was out on Bike Connection with a slipping cleat, and they slipped again while I was out riding, and I thought, right, that's enough. I had a bit of a Basil faulty moment and had a proper rant about the cleat. The great news is, although Hope didn't actually respond at the time to the video, I don't know if they didn't see it, it got a bunch of views, so I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't know about it. But the great news is, when I contacted him and went, so what's occurring with the bolts? Because loads of people were like, yeah, love the pedals, but the bolts, complete nightmare. Turns out, Hope have changed the bolts. So, and it might have been that the new bolts were in circulation by the time I posted the video, but there were certainly a lot of bolts out there that weren't. But the great news is, cut long story short, we now have a really good, secure, tight, easy to tighten new set of bolts. So when you get a new set of cleats for your Hope pedals, or you get Hope cleats with your pedals, the good news is the bolts are as good as the pedals and as good as the cleats. Because like I say, they're my favourite clipless pedals by a long, long way. They feel fantastic. I've been running them nearly 18 months now, several sets, and they feel great. It was just so unlike Hope that one tiny detail was, I mean, it's literally like that old parable, the kingdom being lost for the sake of a horseshoe, where they nail the horseshoe in with a bad nail, but it comes out and it's the king's horse. And anyway, but to cut a long story short, Hope's new cleat bolts are now thoroughly as recommended. So, Sunday unroast done. Massive thanks to my usual channel sponsors, Giro Cycling UK, Peaty's, Torq, Enduro bearings, Crud XL fenders, Hebtroco, and Torq nutrition products as well. And massive thanks, as always, to my Patreon subscribers who pledge on a monthly basis to keep the channel supported day in, day out, which makes a massive difference to how much time I can spend talking to you on a GoPro about bike stuff. And yes, I will be reviewing these new ride concept shoes very, very soon. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, click the notifications so you can find out about shoes and bikes and all the other things I'm testing at the moment. And yeah, if you've liked this video, then recommend it to your mates, give it a thumbs up so everyone knows you liked it, but also tell your mates about the channel and spread the word about GuyKes TV and the fact that Hope cleats are now much more like we've come to expect from the fantastic Lancashire company.